Before the universe appeared complex, before nature divided into elements, before science named forces and particles, there was one thing, not many causes, not competing powers, not chaos. One source from which all form emerged. Hermes does not begin by explaining the universe. He begins by removing confusion. Because the greatest illusion humanity suffers from is the belief that reality is fragmented, that causes are separate, that forces compete, that matter and spirit are enemies. Hermetic wisdom dismantles this immediately. It states, all things come from one thing, by adaptation. Not creation from nothing, not divine intervention, but continuous transformation of a single underlying reality. The one thing is not a god, not an object, not a substance. It cannot be worshipped. It cannot be possessed. It cannot be named. Calling it energy is incomplete. Calling it consciousness is partial. Calling it matter is reduction. The one thing is that which becomes everything, without ever becoming divided. It is unity expressing itself as multiplicity. The critical is not supernatural. The miracle is coherence. That planets move without colliding. That cells organize without instruction. That life repeats patterns across scales. This is not coincidence. It is unity behaving consistently. Hermes calls this miraculous, because fragmentation should have resulted in chaos. Yet order persists. That persistence is the miracle. Hermetic texts describe a process. The one thing does not create by command. It creates by condensation, from subtle to dense, from invisible to visible, from principle to pattern. Nothing new is added. Nothing is removed. Only form changes. This is why Hermetic wisdom sees birth, death, and transformation as movements, not endings. Modern thought searches for multiple causes. One cause for gravity, another for life, another for mind. Hermetic thought searches for the single law behind all causes. This does not simplify reality. It unifies it. And unification requires a mind that can hold paradox without collapsing into belief. That is why this teaching cannot be rushed. Hermes introduces something subtle here. If all things come from one source, then the observer is not separate from what is observed. This does not mean you create reality with your thoughts. That is a distortion. It means you are participating in the same order you are trying to understand, which is why Hermetic wisdom is always internal and external. You cannot understand unity while living as if you are fragmented. Before correspondence, before polarity, before vibration, unity must be recognized. Otherwise, every law becomes mechanical. As above, so below becomes symbolism instead of structure. Alchemy becomes metaphor instead of method. Hermes ensures the student first sees that there is only one reality, appearing in many forms. Only then do the laws reveal precision. Misunderstood unity becomes escapism. People dissolve responsibility instead of understanding structure. Hermetic unity does not dissolve the world. It explains it. It does not say, everything is one, so nothing matters. It says, everything is connected, so everything matters. Unity increases accountability. It does not remove it. Once unity is established, Hermes allows the next realization to emerge. If there is one source, and if that source expresses itself consistently, then the same order must appear at every level of reality. In the cosmos, in nature, in the human being. Not symbolically, structurally. The Emerald Tablet states this in one line: as above, so below. This is not metaphor. It is law. What governs the large governs the small. What shapes galaxies shapes atoms. What organizes nature organizes you. Correspondence is not inspiration, it is mechanism. And once this law is understood, transformation stops being mystical and becomes exact. In the next episode, we examine the structure behind the statement, not as philosophy, as architecture. If this clarified something rather than excited you, stay with us. Subscribe to the channel, because what comes next is not inspiration. It is structure. And if this knowledge deserves to continue moving, leave a like and leave your mark here. We continue.